My fifth and final comment is on the subject of budget revenues. Let me be upfront in stating that the role of the Federal Ministry of Finance is to ensure that the maximum amount of revenues flow into our national coffers. Of course, our role is not just to look at expenditure and how to curtail it, but it's also to increase the revenues and look particularly at non-oil sources, since we are trying to diversify this economy. But I'd like to take this opportunity to clarify some issues. One is on the oil revenues, and it's based on the debate that is ongoing now. Following initial reports by the central bank, there have been discussions in the country and the media about monies not remitted by the NNPC to government coffers. After our initial reconciliation, we now have an amount that is agreed, everybody is talking about, that has brought everybody around the table, of the $10.8 billion, which still needs to be accounted for. I just want to remind everybody listening that this revised $10.8 billion outstanding is the amount put forward by the Ministry of Finance based on the reconciliation that has been happening at the FAC, the Federal Allocations and Accounts Committee, chaired by the Honorable Minister of State. And we have been doing this work over the past 2 years. I believe that the Federal Ministry of Finance has played its role in bringing parties to the table. It has been working every single month to see what is due to the Federation account, what is not due, and has been able, through hard work, to table this number month after month. This is the total we have for the period we are talking about, and to get all around the table to agree what the number is. You cannot even begin to discuss unless you have the proper reconciliation. Now, the next stage of the discussion is to ensure that these funds are paid into the Federation account. We've come from a situation where it's been agreed and admitted that the $49.8 billion that was put on the table is not the right number. We are now at the $10.8 billion. And the next stage is to ensure that we sit down and look at this number to ensure that whatever funds of this belong to the Federation account are paid in. I think headlines will not bring money into the Federation account. It is our job in the Ministry of Finance to make sure that every naira owed the Federation comes into the coffers. And that is why the hard work, unglamorous, of sitting down and looking at the numbers and reconciling with the NNPC is underway as we speak. Whatever it is, so I want to make clear that any statements made about the disposition of these monies prior to the completion of the reconciliation exercise, I think is premature on all sides, whether it's from the central bank, the Ministry of Finance, or the NNPC. We need to finish the hard work. Where these monies have been spent, we need to see the justification very clearly with supporting evidence that they've been spent. And where that does not exist, the monies need to be remitted to the Federation account. This is what we stand for. And this is why we are insistent that we focus on what is the hard work to be done. We will be accountable for managing the government's finances that come into the coffers of the Federal Ministry of Finance, of the Treasury. And we want to one more time reassure everyone that our job is to make sure we get hold of every naira that belongs to the Federation account. Now, on non-oil revenues. In recent months also, our non-oil revenues have also decreased due to our recent fiscal policies, and also to some extent due to some goods being smuggled across our borders. For instance, rice, where our policies that we put in place, the fiscal policies to protect the rice industry, have worked because we've increased the production of rice, but have also led to some unforeseen side effects in terms of increase in smuggling. And we are looking at that, to look at these policies and review them to a point where they work better for the benefit of the economy. But I want to say that we are looking at our non-oil sector too. It's not just oil. We must not be fixated only on oil. And in that regard, we are working very hard. The Federal Inland Revenue Service is working hard to improve on what the good job that it's already been doing, and has engaged international consultants to help us further boost our non-oil revenue performance. And with the capacity building they are giving and the support, the FRS, and later on with working also with Nigerian consultants, will be able to carry on this work and make sure that our non-oil revenue performance also increases. So let me end this section of the remarks by assuring Nigerians that on all these issues, the Federal Ministry of Finance is pushing hard in the right direction, keeping its focus on trying to correct where it can the imbalances that exist, and pointing out where there are issues, sometimes beyond its own capability to solve alone, and where it will need the help of the Nigerian public and the legislature. Some of these issues cannot be solved alone. We must come together to grasp them and to move on.